My name is Tim White. I'm the Chancellor of the University of California, Riverside. And my entire campus community and our alumni in this town of Riverside offer our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the families and friends who have been directly and indirectly affected by this absolutely horrific shooting in Colorado. I say that as Chancellor who works with 21,000 students on a daily basis. I say that as a parent who has children college age. Many of our students, I'm sure, were at the show at different venues across California last evening. I know this is something that strikes close to their hearts, and for just the luck of location, they were not in Aurora, Colorado. So we are very deeply saddened by this horrific event. We offer our condolences, as I said, not only to those directly involved, but we're offering counseling services to all of our students and to our faculty and staff who are directly affected either by knowing Mr. Holmes or by having children who are at the show and generalizing from that. Mr. Holmes was an undergraduate student at the University of California, Riverside. He joined us in 2006 and graduated in 2010. He was an honors student in neuroscience. Graduated, he had merit-based scholarships while he was here, and then he moved on to Colorado for graduate work. Again, on behalf of the entire university, we're deeply sorrowed by this tragic event. We will be cooperating with law enforcement as they come to campus in the days and weeks and months ahead to cooperate fully with them in anything that we might offer to help make sense of what is a senseless tragedy. Thank you.
Chancellor, is there any reason to believe that you might have chosen to go to school here versus another school because the School of Medicine was
I don't know exactly why he chose to come here. I mean, he was a neuroscience student. Obviously, that relates to the health fields broadly defined. It relates to research. It relates to biotechnology. So not able to answer that question.
Did you know Mr. Holmes?
You know, the students and faculty who have been discussed with today, obviously this is a breaking news, are shocked and stunned by the horrific issues, and we haven't had a chance to determine whether or not they have any insights that might lead to a deeper understanding. That's work that they will be doing with the law enforcement agency. Yeah.
Did you have spoken to some of his former professors and that kind of thing today?
The campus has been abuzz, really, trying to contact not only the dean, but the chair of neuroscience and students and faculty who were involved, yes.
Have you contacted professors who directly had him in their classrooms?
There's been a lot of contact today across the board. Obviously, I think people are trying to digest the news rather than having much coherent to offer at this point.
Are you aware of any kind of accomplishments made while involved in any?
He was an honor student. So academically, he was at the top of the top. You know, he really distinguished himself from an academic point of view during his 4 years with us, graduating with highest honors.
Chancellor White, I understand that he was involved in some laboratory research here at UCR. Can you tell us what kind of research he was involved in?
You know, one of the unfortunate things for me is, while there are some things like your question about what he did while he was here that federal law prevents me from discussing. We can acknowledge it was here, we can acknowledge sort of the basic demographics of him, but we're not at liberty because of the FERPA law to discuss anything else at this point.
Did you have personal contact with Mr. Holmes? Can you talk to what type of young man he was while he was here?
I did not have personal contact other than I suspected commencement when I shook his hand when I gave him his degree.
Were there any incidents while he was here with the police or with any other law enforcement entity or any other one else that would indicate that there was a problem?
There is no evidence, no record of any contact by the University of California Police Department with Mr. Holmes.
Chancellor, by the way, our records show that he did not walk at commencement.
Pardon me?
He did not walk at commencement.
So let me just correct for the record, I did not shake his hand because he did not walk at commencement. 4,000 others did, but not Mr. Holmes.
Generally, using what degree encompasses neuroscience, was there a specialty within that? Or?
Neuroscience is one of our more rigorous majors in the biological sciences, biomedical sciences field. And so with that, they study obviously chemistry and physics, but also brain anatomy, physiology, psychology, how we all behave. So he was focusing in an area actually is one of the more strongly emerging academic areas across the country. It's a very fascinating field.
It would seem a bit ironic that studying in that kind of field and what you did seemed to be psychologically.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. It's ironic and sad. I mean, I think the part for, a campus like ours, a community like ours, at the end of the day, we stick together in good times and bad. And I think the overall feel that I've received so far today on campus and in our community is one of not only shock and horror, but support of each other's and those who knew him directly or worked with him to make sure that they go through their grieving process as well. But at the end of the day, and all day long, quite frankly, our campus is embracing the families and friends of those who were killed in Colorado and who were injured in Colorado. And that is the University of California, Riverside community speaking loudly and clearly about that.
Have you been contacted by the FBI?
Law enforcement has contacted the university. All of those are early conversations. Obviously, law enforcement is much more focused on the crime scene today, but as the days and hours and days go forward, I'm sure that they will be much more engaged with them, and we will, of course, be as helpful as we can in everything and anything we know.
Who broke the news to you?
I heard the news this morning on my iPad. It was on the air, and then conversations with my senior staff that there was a possibility that the person was a student here. That was verified first thing this morning, and we've been working from that point of view since then.
What were your thoughts when you found out that the suspects had gone here? What were your first thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts really were about the horrors in Aurora, Colorado. And that, to be quite frankly, is the thing that has my stomach tied in knots, my emotions on edge, and my prayers and thoughts for the families. The fact that he was a student at the University of California, Riverside, I think is a collateral fact, but is not germane to what has happened in Colorado. And so I'm saddened totally by what happened there, and we just are dealing with the fact that he was a student and a good student here, academically a good student here.
Anybody ever been able to provide you any insight what he eventually hoped to do with the neuroscience degree at the church?
He was obviously interested in health sciences, and probably, and I'm hypothesizing now, a lot of students, are finding their way, whether they go into clinical applications as a physician or as a nurse or a nurse practitioner or a research field or some combination. He obviously academically had the capability to do just about anything he wanted academically. And I do learn from the University of Colorado today that he was in the process of withdrawing from that graduate program. I have no knowledge of that.
Okay, everybody got what you need? Thank you so much.